So in my own definition, like I said, it's a God-given emotion.
I think you're right. Anger is an emotion, and is somehow a negative emotion. But you've given me another perspective of that. It is created by God.
It's a God-given.
Since we are created,
inside of you. You did not buy it. It's inside. It's inbuilt. It's an emotion. The way you have feelings for somebody to love, the same way anger is inside of you.
Okay. All right, guys, welcome to Getting Better series on Reflector Television. If you're new here, please subscribe on our YouTube channel or follow us on Facebook. I'm here with my friend, Favour, Madam Favour. Say hi to the audience. This evening, we have an interesting conversation. We'll be talking about anger and how to deal with anger. On Getting Better series, you already know it's a platform for us to help you get better, move you from where you are to a better level, to make you the best of who God has designed you to be. And anger is one issue that is a major issue for some persons, right?
Sure.
Have you seen somebody that is angry before?
Yeah.
What is the worst thing the person did?
Okay, I've seen someone that used his hand to eat a glass and broke, as he eat the glass, the thing just like a tabletop, this normal center table kind of. So out of anger, the thing got broken. Though you had injury, but he was like, I was hungry.
That was why he did it.
Yes.
But let me share an experience with you about me and anger. You know, growing up, I used to like photographs a lot. So in my teenage age, I snapped a lot of pictures. Okay. I had a lot of memories and I kept them. So one day, my younger sister, about 1, 2, happened to go and look at the pictures. I didn't know why. I just saw her looking at the pictures. I just grabbed the pictures from her hand and burnt all the pictures.
Out of anger.
And I asked myself, years after, when I was looking to see some of my teenage pictures,
they were no longer
teenage
there.
friends, the things I did, and I said, wow, this is what anger can do. Why are you applauding for me?
No, at least you had a regret after which.
You know, and that is what anger can do. And there are people that have similar experiences, like somebody breaking. I don't know if that glass tabletop belongs to him or someone else. He has to repay.
If he's not, of course.
He has to repay. If it's his
own, he's in his own house.
In his own house, yes. He has to fix it for no just cost.
No, anger has made even some persons kill.
Yes.
I've witnessed that while growing up some years back, when I think a girl like that and one other one, I think they had issues. So she met the other girl sitting. It was evening house like this, and she was like, "If I see then I'm waiting up to her." And some of her friends were like, "Hey, do her," and she was like, "You will see her so place." And back in the village, she followed, and when she got to the place, she was where they were selling orange. With that small orange knife. She picked this orange knife. And that was in the end of this other girl.
Murder.
She murdered this girl.
And this life imprisonment.
Then she had a little child too.
Wow.
She gave birth to a girl, but the girl was like a year, or let me say 2 years or a year plus. Her mother has to take care of the child. She went for it.
She went in for it.
I've also witnessed somebody burning down a whole house because of 100 naira.
Wow.
There was difference of it's my own, is your own, that kind of argument.
And the person just burned down
a full house.
Wow, anger. So what do you think is responsible for anger? For my own, I don't know. I don't know what happened. Was it out of bitterness? She's my younger sister. Not that she's a stranger, but the thing just came up, and I just burnt all my teenage pictures. So what do you think is responsible for this attitude of anger?
So many things are responsible to anger. Well, before trying to know the reasons, I believe some persons will like, it's normal to get angry. Yes, it's a normal thing to get angry.
True.
But then, let's try to know what is anger.
Okay.
And then try to know the causes of anger, because
and the triggers.
It's better to know the meaning of it before you know what causes it. Okay, now anger. I think the way I can say it, I don't know how others will see, but I think anger, to my own understanding, is a God-given emotion. It's a God-given emotion of displeasure. So it's in everybody. Now,
It's God given. Eh?
it is God-given emotion.
Okay, because even since God says I'm a jealous God,
Yes,
as he says, you be angry but sin not.
see not.
Okay, so it's an
So it's
emotion
an
created.
emotion created. It's there. It's inbuilt in every human.
Okay,
Okay, now anger, it expresses when you're angry. It expresses that you are against a particular thing.
true.
Okay, and then it is a strong feeling of you being like a strong feeling that you are annoyed at something. It's a strong feeling that you have displeasure about a particular thing. That's about anger. Now anger can be expressed when you are disappointed. Anger
True,
can be expressed when you are irritated about a particular thing.
true.
Anger can be expressed when you are also frustrated.
Yeah.
So I think that's the best I can define anger. So now I think it's all come up that yes, it's inside of you, but something brings it out. So frustration can bring it out.
Okay, frustration.
Disappointment can bring it out.
Wow.
When you have displeasure by maybe you are even in a very good mood and then somebody come around your neighborhood or something and then somehow someone that has gotten you hungry just happy, you will see that your mood will just change. You just get hungry over nothing. And so I think that's how far hunger can go. So in my own definition, like I said,
No,
it's a
but
God-given emotion.
I think you're right. Anger is an emotion, and is somehow a negative emotion. But you've given me another perspective of that. It is created by God.
It's a
Now,
God-given,
since we are
it's
created,
inside of you. You did not buy it, it's inside, it's inbuilt. It's an emotion. The way you have feelings for somebody to love, the same way anger is
anger
inside
is
of
of
you.
you. Okay, and very importantly, you also told us some of triggers of anger, frustration, disappointment, and resentment.
Okay, past
Somebody can
to add to it, your past experiences in
past
life can
experiences
also
get
cause
get you angry,
angry, and then a betrayal.
can get you
Betrayal can also get you angry,
okay,
and then somehow your mental health.
can get you angry.
Yeah, maybe when you see yourself that you're in a position, or maybe like maybe somebody that you grew up to see yourself that you're healthy. I have a student, though he's not coming to school now. There was a day I was talking to him about his health. He said he wasn't born that way. That he knew himself, he was walking very well, running up and down, going to school. And then it all started all of a sudden. And now he doesn't walk again. He's on wheelchair. People push him around. So you
Such things
now
can get one
one hungry because
angry.
he told him I was walking the
Okay,
floor.
okay, very powerful scenario. Who will he blame at that point? Who does he vent his anger on at that particular point?
Now, if somebody gets him hungry, that moment, maybe if he's hungry about a thing, what I noticed about that boy before he stopped, if he's hungry about a thing, you see him crying.
Okay.
So sometimes I will just go around him and say, "Ah, why are you crying?" He will not even say anything. He will just try to turn his wheelchair to himself. I was like, "Hey, young man, don't start it." You will see, you will not understand. He just say, like, that boy should be around 13 or 14 years. You see, you Miss Davis, you will not understand. And at a point, I will just try to make him feel happy. He stopped, so I think 2 weeks ago to come to school. And I see reason because even the dad is, and he's becoming weightier by the day. If and sometimes if he wants to ease himself, he has to
Look for somebody.
he will call me and I'm pressed. And you can imagine his classmates carrying him up and down. So, health
Feels
issues,
embarrassed.
yes. So health issues
Pressure
can
also
also,
lead to anger. Wow.
then your emotions also can lead to anger. And then one thing that I know that also leads to anger that people fail to accept is pride.
Wow.
Pride also makes one have that anger in the person. You might not just want to accept it, but yes, pride leads to anger as well. Okay, I think there are so many of
Pride
them.
leads
If
to anger.
yes, if
Okay,
you
now
want
let's
to,
look at it. Some of the triggers of anger. What could, okay, frustration, those are the, so how could somebody
those are causes, like I said, yeah,
causes of anger? And if somebody that is like that health issue that you mentioned,
yeah.
and when somebody gets to meet that person and does something wrong to the person now, it triggers, the person feels disappointed and it leads to anger and makes him angry. In what way do people express anger?
Okay, there are so many ways to express anger. Now, some person to some it differs, anyways.
Yeah.
Now, to some persons, maybe if you're asked to deliver a particular thing and along the line you get angry, you can just try to say, I beg, I'm not giving you. And if you bring it to a relationship, like I talked about, maybe it can also
Emotional.
emotional. Now, if you bring it to a relationship, maybe you have a girlfriend or a wife or something, and maybe a wife, and you traveled on your way coming back, you say, let me buy something for my wife. And you don't maybe you were like she must be in the house
Yeah.
somehow. You got to the house and you now witness something you never imagined,
Expected.
expected. Even no matter what you're holding at as of that moment, you might just want to like just trash it, or maybe let me just do away with it. After all, I am disappointed, and
Pointed.
then so disappointment can make you
Leads
even
to anger and use. Okay, now the question will now be that does anger affect one's life in one's progress in life?
sure it should have. Yes, it's provide.
For instance, now this health issue now and the anger, how will it affect one's growth in life?
Okay, now even the Bible said it that a merry heart doeth good to the body, like you taking medicine.
Mm,
And so when you're always hungry, it also affects you
mm,
elsewise. So even if you no matter what you're taking, just like maybe somebody being bitter all the time, you're eating, it will not even show as if you're always being dried.
mm.
That's what a bitter heart can do to it will dry you.
That's what anger can do to
Yes,
somebody.
that's what anger can do to somebody that is always, maybe you're always angry, you want to be yourself, and then because you wouldn't want to be around people because if you're there, I don't know how to manage my anger. Maybe I will do something silly. You want to be yourself, and so it has its own way of draining you
Mm,
emotionally and otherwise. Even your health will be at risk because you can't be able to, you don't even know how to go about it.
mm.
Before you know, you maybe once you're hungry, you want to destroy things around you. And so that kind of a person, when you're sick, it will be difficult for you to even recover from it easily.
Okay, what are the triggers for anger?
Okay, some of the things that can trigger hunger can be stress. Stress can trigger hunger. Then family problems can also trigger hunger. One thing I can't forget to mention in this our economy, financial issues.
Yeah, true.
That one is like for everybody. You will hear somebody say, once I no get money, I need to be happy. And before you know, you'll be hungry. Okay, then depression can also trigger anger. And then the abuse of alcohol can also trigger anger. And you being ignored, maybe in a family, in your place of work. It depends. Maybe in the church, I've come across a friend that's well, a colleague. She used to be a colleague that was close to me. Like she said, she went to church. I won't mention the name of the church. Somewhere at a marathon because she was not really looking too healthy, and she sings very well. She's in the choir, and somehow they used to like make her like ignore her. And one day she came to my place crying. I said, "What happened?" So you can imagine they always say I have AIDS. I say, "Where?" Say in church. I said, because you don't used to look good. You appear like
Wow.
you wear wig as if the wig is sponge. If you don't have, you don't have. Barb your hair. She was like, as I slim. I said, then you do something. And when you plant one hair, you forget that you've made your hair. And why would they will always say you have it? If possible, okay, be double if you want to appear big, wear trouser, or maybe if it means you're wearing double clothes before you wear your normal clothes to make you look big a little. It was that was in the church, and she was really depressed that they used to ignore her, even to give her mic to sing. It's like an issue. Except the pastor now come to say you give her mic. That's the only time she will be opportune to sing. You see, so being ignored can also make somebody feel that and she's always angry at the point. Little thing makes her get angry. So I think those things, this few have mentioned, injustice can also trigger anger.
Anger.
Something you know you didn't do and somehow it has been imposed on you that you did it. And you know that's an unjust maybe judgment or something can also trigger anger. Okay, I did not do this and now they said I've done it. Let me do this at once. You're now hungry to do.
So how can one overcome anger? In what ways with the triggers, the causes, how can one overcome anger?
Okay. Now, before looking at how to overcome anger, we should also know that there are dangers of anger. Now, looking at dangers of anger, anger can lead one to appear foolish before people.
Okay.
Okay. Now, anger can destroy. So, anger is a destruction. If we are looking at it, can also like the example I gave earlier when I was introducing talking about anger in the introduction part, that anger can make one kill. So all those are dangers of anger. And then yeah, I see anger like a virus. It can be contagious, you know. It can like somebody that is always around you and you being hungry, maybe a child growing around someone that is always hungry. The child can maybe feel is a normal way of life and then emulate that kind of character and then grow up with it. So anger also hinders a man. Now, if we go through the Bible, when Moses was to bring the Ten Commandments, Now, ordinarily, he wasn't angry when he was in the presence of the Lord, of God. And he came down to give them the commandments, only for him to come. He met a different scenario. You see, anger made him destroy what he was supposed to deliver.
Okay.
And that made him to miss
His own
his
promised
own
land.
promised land. He did not enter into it.
Something he was
Wow.
fighting for.
Something he has been longing for. And so to overcome anger, I think in my own understanding, I say is you apply the A's of anger.
Okay.
Now, the A's of anger can help one overcome or manage anger. And so, what are the A's of anger? First of all, you look at yourself, admit it first, agree to yourself that yes, I dey vex, I be vex. You know, there are some persons that are proud of it. Me, I get anger. Are they as if they are so proud of it? That's a good one. You accept it first that you admit it that you have anger. Now, after admitting it, that thing that is that fact, though the fact that that situation that happened, yes, it was your anger that caused it. That's the first A. And then after admitting it, acknowledge the impact
Of the
now
anger.
of the hunger. I was hungry. When I was angry, what impact did I make? Did I destroy anything? Did I do anything stupid? Did I look foolish? And so, I believe that everybody has this mind that when you get back home before you sleep, if you're not too busy to sleep and maybe that little time before sleep takes you, you have to recall the day's
His activity,
activity,
the things you've done.
the things you've done. And so you will be able to say sorry to the persons you think you offend and then somehow know how to resolve it. So in doing that, you try to agree first, and then after
Admit,
agree, and then you acknowledge the
acknowledge.
impact
Fact
that was made. Is it positive? Is it
or
negative?
negative.
And then if it is positive, maybe you didn't really react and somehow you manage yourself to live, good for you. But if you reacted to it and it was a negative one, then the next A is that you apologize for that situation, for that act of yours.
Especially when it is negative, when it
The
has a
negative
negative
part now,
impact.
yes, the negative, that's why I say you agree to the impact
Impact.
that occurred,
And the impact could be negative or
negative or
positive.
positive. So once it is
Negative,
negative,
you
you
apologize.
apologize to that situation and then act to correct
The
the mistake.
situation.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Madam Favour. She has done justice to this edition of Getting Better. And we spoke about anger, its impact, and the triggers, the causes, and how to overcome it. Until we come your way again for another interesting edition of Getting Better, please don't forget. Okay, if you have had any experience of anger and how it has impacted you, you can drop it on the comment section. We like to hear you, or if you know somebody, if you are not, if you know somebody that anger has impacted negatively, let's hear you and let's see what happened. Please, you can drop a comment, like, share, and subscribe, or follow if you are watching on Facebook, or subscribe if you're looking at us right now on YouTube. Until we come your way again, strive to get better. Thank you, Madam Favor, for
You're
doing this with
welcome.
us. Thank you.